So I literally just finished recording a reading where Shikamaru is getting slapped in the face by Tamari before this. So Jaden, you may want to check that out if you have like some relationship problems right now, like on the side of everything else going on in your life. Like, I'm never gonna focus on what's everything else, but I just got a reading at like around the same time as yours, and it's someone who's mad at an energy that's very similar to yours. So if it's not like for now, it could be good for later. Okay. How am I gonna start this reading? First of all, I want to say I empathize with this, and I'm in a very similar place myself. I'm just now kind of feeling my personal inspiration resparked, and I'll say, like, as a creative person, I can't summon more than I have if I don't, like, if it's not there. So if I'm not feeling inspired, there's no point in trying to like push that energy and then try hard. But at the same time, I'm maybe in a more evolved stage when it comes to this like process. And so you may be in this phase of, and I'm not saying that you are, but you may, like in theory, this is divine feminine energy. You may be like, I don't know that like I want to be seen pursuing what I know that I love. It's like I'm struggling to reflect my internal world, divine feminine energy, into the external world because I feel like I need to keep that separate. So I'll tell you what I did. I became very proud of what I could create before I released anything. So for me, I have Virgo moon, Virgo rising. There is a tendency to be like perfectionistic in the ways that matter most to you. And that's different for like Virgo to Virgo. Like some Virgos are like clean freaks, some Virgos gym, some Virgos are like me and they're occultists and become very specialized individuals because we get into a mode of operating and then we just stay in it and we become very familiar with it and dominate through that because it's flow. And once again, that's still divine feminine energy because Virgo, I'm pretty sure it's ultimately still feminine energy. Even though it is like the sixth house, which talks about like functionality, sustainability. Like think of like the cogs in a wheel, like pieces of a machine. If not even just the smaller pieces of the machine, then like the entire machine itself. Not only the machine, but also its components and knowing how all of them interact. You're probably making the kind of music that has intention. And that's what makes it quality. And that's what's going to make it more likely to be successful. So whatever time it takes to get to the end product is fine. Like, God doesn't really care about that. The point for you should be like harnessing the motion and then letting the world reward you as it naturally will when the function is efficient. When you're like following the Lego set instructions, as long as you follow the Lego set instructions, you're gonna get that end product. There's no like error, like, you know, it's been proofed. I don't know that you necessarily have a set of instructions, but it does feel like internally you're being guided naturally. Like, think of some of your recent successes and maybe consider how much effort you actually had to apply into being seen as distinguished as you are. Like, some of this is just you're naturally blessed with this distinct, like this maybe even elite energy. I've always been differentiated from my peers because I'm taller than most of my peers. I'm also, dare I say, conventionally attractive. Dare I say. So, you know, there's privilege in that. And I feel like I'm picking up on some of that energy here. And even if it's not those things, this is like maybe even fashion, like maybe money. You have cars. You were born into a family that had things. You know? When you needed braces, you could get braces. So I'm picking up on like you understanding your perspective better, and then that allowing you to communicate that. Like there's something, because like, you know, like if you're the one, I made another video before this about how to make money spiritually. So this is you and this is your song. And people are gonna be like, I want to hear your song. Like, even if it's just for a couple seconds. Like, you're gonna like invest whatever amount of their currency, time, money, effort into engaging with what you have to offer. And then you're gonna gain some validation for that experience. It doesn't even matter how frequently that happens in the beginning. It doesn't matter how much validation you're getting in the beginning. And that's important because that keeps your motivation pure. It keeps this sustainable for the long term, because you don't want to burn out by putting so much pressure on yourself. Because for me, like I tried to pursue music at one point when I was living in Atlanta, and I literally met with a Grammy nominated producer, and he wanted to invest in my music, and I like something in me was like, I don't know, like I was like, no bro, like I'm scared. And I think a lot of it is because my music is really personal. Like I write about like my like family life, like where I come from, and I'm sure that if I put it out, like people would relate to it, because, and I have that confidence because I've also read tarot, and I can tell, like I already can see how relatable my human experience is to those people that it is, and how impactful my presence is to those people that it is. And I know that that's not a lot. Like I only have like like somewhere a little less than like 50K on TikTok, and I built that in like 2 years. But you know, 50K and like 8 billion people isn't that much, but it's enough for me to remain in balance and self-moderate. Like it doesn't matter what the number is, because God is in charge of that interaction. You do have to earn value though, which is why you really do benefit from just getting in that motion. Like, you know, when you like freaking play a sport or something, like the only way to get good at that, I mean, outside of just like once again being blessed in certain ways, is to do it. You just do it. And then there's the idea that like you could get so good at this thing that it would become easy to do through that like Virgo functionality. So practice makes perfect. Divine masculine energy. If you're staying mostly in theory, then you need to balance that out with practice. Let's do this one. I drink a lot of espresso. I like that shit. I like it. I like it. B movie. Hey, can you stop destroying my furniture? Son of a bitch. I can call her a son of a bitch because she really is a son of a bitch. She's a woman, or female. She's a son of a bitch. She's Aries stellium. Real jerk. He brought me the ball again. Okay. Yeah, find a place to be, please, because I'm working. I'm sorry. I can't play with you right now because I'm working. Go lay down. Thank you. I love you so much. I'm sorry I told you you had to go away. Thank you for staying close. Okay, so what does Jaden need to hear for this deck right now? I just heard a little bit of razzle dazzle. Like, you might be afraid to stand out. And Jaden is an androgynous name. I've known female and male Jadens. So you could have some kind of androgynous energy signature. And that could be something that you've like shied away from. Like, I know in earlier stages of my life, I really played into like my feminine self-expression. More than I did my masculine, because I felt like that's what I had to be. And then I realized, like, oh shit. Like, through my own personal interest in fashion, I discovered how many other ways to be there were. And then I discovered through my awareness preference for certain things. And I think that's like the phase of life that you're in right now. Discovering self-expression, practicing fashion, you know? Theory, like discovery, doing it, expressing it, like putting it in motion. So there may be even a need for like more contemplation if you find yourself not knowing who you are, feeling like you've lost self. Because that's real, right? Like, I'm thinking, some people haven't been like allowed to have their own identities. Maybe because like they've had controlling parents, like demanding work, or just insecurity. Damn, that's crazy. Thank you, neighboring dog. Oh, neighboring dog. Okay, so neighbors are the third house Gemini energy, which my third house is Scorpio, and I'm like, you know, soldier of Sekhmet, right? And I also happen to live, I got airdropped into the middle of the desert in military area. So it's not like, I maybe perceived it as more of a contrast to me than it really was. And I think it's because I was allowed to live in privilege for a while. And like I had a certain level of ignorance to my own privilege. So this could be a good time to take for granted what you have available to you, whether it's time, money, whatever. Like, make sure you're valuing those things appropriately. And I can completely relate to like this feeling of procrastination, but you may have to, like, I just posted a collective energy reading today on my TikTok. Jump in. Like, it was like a call to action. Like, just do the thing. Like, put yourself into motion, because I feel like you could have a difficult time putting yourself into motion. Like Shikamaru, you know, he's like, oh my god, what a drag. And maybe you're a little bit too comfortable being that way sometimes. Like, it's maybe too much effort for you to put in to change or self-improvement in certain ways. Like, you may be flexible or like flimsy in your boundaries with yourself. Like, you don't always know your limits or something. Hope I'm not sounding like a mom. I wonder if you have like a mother wound. Like, you had a, like, because I talked about like, yeah. You talked about like people supporting you. I wonder, I'm picking up on maybe this energy of slight and genuineness from certain people when it relates to like what your potential is with this eternity energy. Because if you're like one of those guys, like if you're one of them, if not the best, and people can see that about you already and you're still struggling to see that, then there's opportunities for you to miss out on what would really reflect your true value. But only you can like really set that standard for what you expect the world to like reciprocate to you. So like if you don't ever release music, there's no way the world can know that you're a musician. Like you'll only remain a musician in theory, not practice. You have to do it in order to say that you've done it. And I don't know that there really is a lot that's stopping you right now other than yourself. And that could feel overwhelming, but ultimately you are the only one responsible for getting yourself up these steps. The steps are there, the path is determined. Maybe even prophesized. But you have to walk the path. My dog is doing the diligent staring out the window thing to protect us. Let no weapon form. Yeah, because it's like, you could be moving through some shit right now, particularly. This could be a dark night of the soul, but it's darkest before dawn. Bash for the world. And I actually listened to Bash before, like he had like 5,000 views on SoundCloud when I first found him, and now he's like popular. Like I've heard him on TikTok and stuff. Ace of Science, intellect. You need to come out of hiding about what makes you so awesome and share your knowledge with people who are going to be able to relate to it. This guy literally has his feet on the book, and then he's writing with both hands. It's crazy. Just demonstrating pro-level skills. And I think that's you, but you're not acknowledging it. Like, my person, like, I was thinking about this because he's way better at editing videos than I am. Like, you know, I'm used to more so being the one on the camera, and I don't really particularly like editing because I don't like to be fake about myself, and that's what I like told myself, like, because I used to also be like the kind of girl that used to wear a lot of filters. Like I used to always feel like I needed a filter, and it was something that was a point of insecurity for me because I just, you know, I didn't always like me, and I definitely didn't always see myself as good. So, you know, there was a lot of like avoidance of who I really was. Like I just honestly didn't even see myself accurately, for better or for worse. Like there was things I didn't see accurately in terms of like my strength, but there's also things I didn't see accurately in terms of like, you know, where my ego exists and where it exists to my detriment. So this is the time for you to kind of be connecting with this like heart chakra energy, understanding who you are and where you want to change, who you want to be, and then maybe even documenting like everything that happens from point A to point B. Like really writing the story. Once again, because you're going through it right now in a way that other people are gonna be able to relate to. So capitalize on the attention that you know is going to be available, in the understanding that you're not the only person who's walked through this path. We're just ordinary people. We don't know which way to go, 'cause we're ordinary people. Me and John Legend have the same life path number. He's an 11, and I'm an 11. And me and my person, I think we have the same lucky number. He's 13 and I'm 13. So yeah, it feels like you getting to know your inner beast, like really knowing yourself, paying attention to even who you have been in the past, and how that has naturally led you up to like whatever position of authority you have now. Like I'm a pretty smart person. I gotta give myself credit for that. Like I was valedictorian all the way up until I stopped caring about being valedictorian. So, and I went to college and high school at the same time. I graduated college before I graduated high school. By like a month. So, like, acknowledge how you've been blessed. And capital, let that be, like, yellow energy is solar plexus chakra, it's willpower, it's confidence, purpose, understanding. Understanding of why you exist, that the flame can be lit under your ass to continue to, like, cooperate. Gods are visions of the eternal attributes or divine names, cooperating in the bliss of man, obeying his will. Servants to the infinite and eternal of the human form. So this is you just needing to naturally cooperate with who you're meant to be. Like, stop even thinking about the possibility of failure in this, because I feel like there's a lot of orchestration happening to assure you of your stability. Don't even let it stress you out. And expect people to like try to intervene or inspire doubt, and understand that as the test that it is as well. And then just know that you can overcome it, because you can, and you know how to, because you have the sauce, you have the method, you know, like you have, like, you know, everything you need is being given to you. So like, what the hell is the problem anyways? You just have to follow through. Four of Wands in reverse, musing. And I wrote my happy songs every child may joy to hear. I just saw a TikTok about a guy who married a woman who plays the harp. And he said that he lays on the ground and just listens to her play. I'm sorry that this like romantic energy is lingering, but it's lingering. And I wonder if you write about your love life. I'm hearing Eminem now. If you ever try to fucking yeah, like, this is passionate energy. And I think you have creative ways of expressing that. Ways that, once again, other people are gonna wanna invest in whatever way. Don't worry about like who or how or when, or just show up for it. Assessment, literally, it feels like a, oh man, it feels like a test. Once again, we're coming back with the Athena energy. So many naked people. Sorry guys, can't control it. Creativity. I must create a system. Wasn't I just talking about systems? Or be enslaved by another man's. I will not reason and compare. My business is to create. 3 of poetry. This is like, this. I should get this tattooed on my chest, because this is exactly how I live my life. I don't like to be dependent on anything other than God in my life. And I feel like you could be transitioning into a place where you do like make your money spiritually. Like you produce from your life in a way that rewards you. And you're early in that, but like just know like you can definitely get to maybe like where you see me being in my life, if that's what you would want for yourself. Like King of Pentacles in reverse. Allow yourself to believe in unconventional stability. Like, you have more to offer to the world than how you can serve someone else's agenda. And not everybody can even say that. Like, the intellect is coming out. So, like, some people are just cogs in the machine, you know? But it seems like you're the glitch, or, like, you have something more. And that's that blessing energy. Like the muses in Hercules. And it may seem impossible, that's the gospel truth. Like, you have some kind of, like, prophesized purpose. Like, my life path number is 11. I'm a master number. So, you know, you could be on some master number shit. Even if you're not a master number, you're just someone important in the world. And that's, like, your birthright. Like, if not legacy, then you're the special. Like a movie. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. You could be trying to find belonging in the world, but you won't find that until you do speak up about what's going on inside. But, like, expect to be celebrated in that, like, where the wild things are, bro. I totally, like, love that movie. You have, like, a wounded inner child that is, like, a pot of gold. Like, when you tap into the value of the pain of your life experiences, you can gain so much validation. And it's like, it seems like something that grows, or would grow, like, exponentially. Like a wildfire. Whoa. This is the Four of Cups means. So yeah, unconventional means. Doesn't mean impossible. When I told my parents what I wanted to do with my life, like, I didn't... Yeah, this is the devil. It says error in this deck, but it's fear energy. So, okay. So after I graduated high school and college, I was like, when I got my associate's degree in science, well, it actually says arts, but I got the science classes because I wanted to try hard, and I did. But technically it's an associate's in arts, but I did all the associates in science shit. Just to prove it to myself. And yeah, I was like, I don't really want to go, because I was going to become a lawyer, but I was like, I don't think that's, like, me. Like, I don't really see myself sitting in an office 50 hours a week, like, doing paperwork, like, or, you know, even really working for other people. Like, I think I'm meant to be a creative or someone, like a model. I thought I was going to be a model at first. And then, you know, for a while, I just kind of, like, sat there, and I was like, well, I'll, like, walk around the mall, and, like, maybe someone will scout me or something. I was very passive about it. Like, it was just something that I told myself I wanted but didn't really pursue. And then actually one day we were at the mall, and there was a kiosk, and they were holding a fashion show. It was a Black Girls Expo, or a Girls Day Expo, I don't know. It was an African ladies thing though. And I ran the runway for them, and then I networked there, and people were like, we want you to be in our wedding catalog. It never actually happened. They never actually called, or like whatever, but it was a very nice, like, confidence boosting experience, because it was my first time doing a thing, like literally walking the runway. First time doing the thing that I had wanted to do for a long time, and I was told that I did well, that I was celebrated in my performance, and then it made it feel even more like something that was always meant to happen. But to get through that experience, I had to, you know, do it for the first time. Same thing with, like, my open mics and stuff like that. Like, it's always hard the first times you do it, but once you get over that, it's just like you have flames. Like, you gotta get the spark, but then once you have it, it burns. Two of music contraries. Without contraries is no progression. Attraction and repulsion, reason and energy, love and hate are necessary to human existence. So try your best to embrace the good and the bad, especially as it relates to like your past, the wounds that exist there, and how they've made you into who you are. Because what you're meant to be demonstrating is your experience. And like, you know, spare no expense here. Like you're allowed to speak on what happened to you. Because it feels like things definitely could have happened to you. Like, it looks like some weird stuff. Sorry if that's weird to say. I'm unserious. But, I think maybe you're like, you could be like a goofier type of person. Like Joker. I have a Joker ring. I think whatever you went through, it made you mentally sharp. Maybe like skilled at evading, or it maybe even has given you the maturity to be in positions of authority even amongst peers. Like you can do what an older person could do. Or a higher like ranking person, because this is like Page, this is King. So you're showing up a lot of people. You're probably underestimating your value. And not properly assessing yourself can contribute to your delays. But like I even feel like my energy, like it was up and then now it's kind of down. I'm like, okay. My cat came over. She's protecting the chair. You know, people could be looking over your shoulder as you move through your life, and like there could be expectation on your growth, your progress. Like for some reason people could be aware of what you have going on. I'm like cradling my baby cat. And she's my protective baby. You know that show face? Meow. Like, yes, protect what's important to you, but also you're okay. Like, there's this supervision happening here. And know that even when things are going wrong, they're still not wrong. Like, inconvenience, difficulty, struggle doesn't mean bad. Be willing to see that about your experiences. With people, with family, with lovers, with work. Try to learn how to take the good with the bad and operate out of higher levels of maturity whenever possible. Okay. Let's get this guy out of the way. Showing all his business. He's showing all his business! Wait, is that like an energy around you? I think people don't like that you know how cool you are, maybe. Like if you're like the devil, like you're the bad boy or something. Or you're like Top Gun or #1 NBA draft prospect. That's what I used to get called Shaq. In I don't know if it was middle school or high school, but they used to call me Shaq. And they said that I could slap my knees when I walked. A lot of gooning was happening. I was a really, like, lanky, awkward person growing up. And it's like, even then, like, I remember I would complain to my best friend. I was like, dude, nobody likes me. And she would be like, dude, everybody likes me. And I was like, no, they like you. Like, I don't know. I just didn't really feel like people liked me for me. I think they liked me in association to her. I didn't have a lot of, like, I was actually really codependent on that relationship. Like, when she went to a different high school than me, I literally cried. I think I might have maybe even, like, I don't even know. I don't want to say anything too much, but, like, she even, like, got, like, there was a phase in that relationship where she got a new best friend. And I was, like, so triggered by that. I was like, I can't believe you replaced me. Like, there's no way. But I still have fond feelings. I don't know, like, that there's really... I don't know, at the time, like, I don't know why I'm going off on this, like, side tangent, but maybe this is valuable to someone. At the time, like, I had tried to reach out to her at one point, and she delayed because she was, like, working on, like, final stuff, like, for college, because she's in college. And, like, I totally understood that, but I didn't even see her email until, like, way after that, because, like, I was in the mood, like, then kind of a thing, and then, like, I got out the mood, and then I was like, okay, well, I'm focused on other stuff now. And, you know, I just never, like, I guess took the opportunity to, like, reach out. I wonder if she hates me for that. But it's kind of like, for me, it's really hard to recover from emotional pain. Especially when it's, like, really strong. Like, when I'm really attached, and then a person, like, makes me feel unsafe in that attachment, it's really hard to get back to safety after that. For me, as a person. I just struggle to, like... Or at least I have in the past. I recently have also forgiven my mother and father. Like, I've been in contact with them for the first time in, like, a year and some change. There's been, like, you know that the Big Mouth is like, I'm going through changes. That's how it feels. And it's all for the better here. 9 of Cups. Fruition. Like, what's on the other side of whatever this murky, I don't know what's going on thing is what you want and what you're looking for. And all the validation and joy that comes along with that. Yeah, dude. Success is assured. Assured success. Through fixed effort. Like, dude's coming home to his family. Which makes me think of that song by Usher, Daddy's Home. Dude, this is kind of crazy because I literally want twins. Okay. So, honestly, Jaden, that's pretty much the advice for that. But let's see what else I can just, like, pull. Just to, like, spend a little bit more time and energy. let's close with what aspects what aspects of your personality are going to be most attractive in your work. This is the untamed spirit animal oracle, definitely shadow aspects. So don't be afraid to show your darkness. In balance, because this is black and white, and it has an accent. I don't know if you're from like a region or like a group that makes you feel confident with yellow energy, solar plexus. And when I walk in, it's just okay. What are you doing back there, man? Cat is weird. You stand weird. I don't know why I'm bullying my cat. I don't know if you're like, if you have, yeah, I'm a gorilla in a fucking coop. Finna pull up with a zoo. Who the fuck is you? I don't know. He just bought me, the Fox. The Fantastic Mr. Fox. He's putting it in my lap. Like, I took it off the table to put it back in my lap. Do you want me to throw this? No, he keeps putting it back. Okay. Nobility, leadership, initiation, and transition. I think people like to see, once again, your dark side and whatever unique perspective you have that other people don't have. They want to be inside of your world. They want to know, like, everybody wants to be a cat because a cat's the only cat who knows where it's at. So whatever, like, inside scoop you have about what it's like to be the best is awesome. And people want to be the best, and they're gonna hang out to observe what it's like to be the best. Maybe even feel inspired by your strength. Like, people are definitely spectating. There's a level of dignity that you have or can gain, like public reputation of like alpha status. This guy is like swole as fuck. So whatever muscle you have, whether it's like real like material muscle, like you go to the gym and you lift heavy, or it could be like intellectual strength, like me graduating college before high school. Either way, people are like, whoa, that guy's on some different shit. I'm hearing Jesse's girl. So if you have someone, you might want to like, I don't know, gorillas are territorial. And Jesse's girl, I'm hearing like, and I said expectation, right? So maybe just, if you have been sharing details about your personal life, maybe like reel it back in. Or maybe there's a need to be, or like people are attracted to when you are defensive about what you care about. Like even like one of Erykah Badu's most famous quotes is like, isn't like, this is my shit, like my art is, fuck, what does she say? Damn. I'm sensitive about my shit or something like that. Like, I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit. Intelligence and unpredictability. So, like, you know, you might receive criticism, but you don't have to, like, respond kindly to it. You can definitely discourage people from criticizing you. Like, people will say you can't do that, but you can. And I think you have the means to, like, with your gorilla swag or your intelligence. Like, I don't know that you're really somebody that people want to try. Combativeness and honor. And I think whatever, like, aggressiveness, like, I was seeing Chief Keef. Like, people, like, want to feel empowered by your empowerment. Because they will share those feelings that you have. Like, because they're part of the same wolf pack as you. Instinct and loyalty, that they're gonna naturally, like, know that they belong with you. And then just close the distance. Like, this is, like, naturally gaining followers. Naturally gaining views. People are just gonna know where they need to be when it comes to you. And whatever you're bringing forth. So if you need to, like, embark on changes, like, if you need to rebrand yourself, do that. Even if that is, like, in ways that you can anticipate other people not seeing as for the best. Like, don't expect other people to understand what your metamorphosis process looks like. Even be willing to go dark and go off grid and disappear if you need to. It's like heal whatever wounds you need. Because I had to, like, move out of... I had to, like... I ran away, like, halfway, like, across... Not even halfway, across the country. I don't know why that was so hard to say. But yeah. And I've been gone for a year and now I'm okay. You know? Like, I just needed some time to, like, be free of it. More butter. Yeah. Your metamorphosis. Metamorphosis. Like Cardi shit, bro. You're, like, turning into a vampire or something? Like... Fuck. Some of you guys could be. But this is like you doing a dance. Dance with the devil, dance with life. I don't know, but... Whatever this changes, I feel like people around you are going to be reacting differently to it, for better or for worse, but that shouldn't change you from staying graceful. And knowing that you are a crane and cranes dance, and that's what they do. You can't change what kind of bird you are. You're following a predetermined path here. So don't, like, overly resist your own potential and then make it harder for yourself to see success. Because the world already wants to recognize you as what you see yourself as. Or what you will see yourself as when you allow yourself to change your perspective. Okay. Thank you so much for booking this reading and trusting me to, like, do shit for you. I hope that you enjoy this and that you have a great weekend. Okay, bye.